Hi everyone. Cemetery here in San Jose. It's in San Jose, the east side. This one here, it's pretty cool. It has a lot of nice tombstones, and like I'll show you right here, though, like this one here. This one here is Russ Higno, and it's got two. I believe it has two bodies in there, or two caskets. I think that is the size of it. I think it says on their son, Joseph, and the wife, and the dad, and the mom. Wow. So this is pretty interesting. Look at how big this crypt is. If that's what you call it. You can't call it a mausoleum. But man, how great is that? Here you got a couple of more here. This one here. 1892. This one here, the name on it is Miller. And this one, George H. and Carrie M. See, this person died on June 24th, 1892. Oh, I'm sorry. He was born in June 24, 1892. And died August 12, 1980. Okay, so I believe that's the husband. It says in loving memory. And I believe the other one here is the wife, Carrie M. She was born March 16th, 1900. And died March 11th, 1992. Look at how great these are. And they're good size, If you look at it on the side, so there's two bodies in there. And look at the ones down here. These are pretty cool right here. Martinez. See, yeah. You have here Gonzalez, Rodriguez. 1912, December 1912. These people were born a long time ago. Gaytan. This one's 1919 to 1991, and his wife. My respects to all you guys. Look at how nice these are. Look at over here. Look at how nice these are right here. Wow, this is pretty cool. And look at this big old one here. Why would you have a big old... But, you know what? To each his own. I think these right here are pretty old. I don't know how... new there, but if you're looking at like 1859, 1872, that's pretty old. I got here another one, Rafael Avila Perez. October 21, 1948, he was born, and died November 30th, 1991. That guy, he looked pretty young. Or Ernesto Banda Barragan. So that guy looks pretty young if you really look at it. Look at his face. Like a young man. So, anyways, look at that beautiful. They all have flowers on them. And of course, I believe Veterans Day's coming up. But look at all these over here. Look at how nice they are. Beautiful. And wow, man. And this place looks like it's pretty taken care of too. If you really look at it, So I'm going to walk a little bit this way and check out some of the older stuff. And I think if you get closer to the gate where the street is at, I believe that they're older. But look at these two here. This one here is Constance, born July 21st, 1916. Okay. And died February 13th of 2007. Like over 20 something years ago. And Vincent J. Wow. These are pretty cool areas where they have them at. Look at all these marble rocks and crosses that they have here. Also, the little statues of the Virgin Mary. Here's a couple of more over here. Look. This one here is C. Spatola. Born January 16th, 1968, and died May 16th, 1951. I was born in 1960. You know, he was born in 1968, so almost my age. Okay, then Vida Spatola, September 8th, 1878, and died in December 29th, 1962. So I don't know if it could be husband and wife. I don't know, but the dates are pretty, like, far off, a little bit far off, 6 years. Well, maybe not. See, 1951, yeah. Sorry, that's on me. Well, yeah, this is pretty old in there too. Here's a couple of more over here. This one here has a cross right here. You know, they put a cross. There's they put a little flowers and a little candle stuff. Yeah, there's this one here. I believe it has Philadelphia Vecchio and Tina Vecchio. He was born February 18th, 1882, and died April 17th, 1959. A year before I was born, and I was born in 1960. Tina Vecchio was born August 2nd, 1884, and died August 22nd, 1955. So 5 years before I was born. Wow. That's trippy. You know? So I'm gonna make myself walk over here a little bit. But look at how nice this cemetery looks. I mean, just look at it all the way, or if you really look at it around, say, man, that is pretty nice. You know, look at that. Look at that, man. And you know, before, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I live in this area. Every time I would drive by here, I thought that this was a, I mean, I don't mean to sound bad or anything, but I thought this was a pet cemetery. I didn't know that there was an entrance the way I came in, because I didn't see any doors or any gates where I drove off. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna take a drive. And wow, and I realized that, yeah, this is a real cemetery. You know, so whatever I thought, I'd take it back. But you know what? It's a beautiful cemetery. Look at this one here. You got two statues here. I don't know who these are, but I know this one's like some kind of Virgin Mary or saint. But the last name is Korea. And this one, the Mr. John F. and Henry F. John was born August 14th, 1882, and died August 6th, 1946. Henry F., I don't know if they must have been brothers, but it says Infant George on the bottom. Why, I don't know. But that one, see, Henry was born October 11th, 1919, and died December 21, 1986. Wow, and then to my right, I believe, I don't know if that was a mom or what, but that's Luisa J. Machado. April 6, 1941, died September 1, 2020. And then there's Mary S., February 25, 1987, January 12, 1967. So I don't know if they're all relatives or what, but, you know, they are in the same crypt, so I believe that they are relatives, you know. So I'm gonna make my way over here a little bit more. You got some more tombstones over here. You got a big one here. This one over here is a Our Lady of Fatima. You can see her right there. You know, it's a real beautiful statue if you look at it. You know, so it's pretty cool. So, but I'm gonna make my way over here. I'm gonna look at a couple of these over here. This one here is Peter. I guess that's the last name. January 13th, 1938. I guess he was born, and died November 2nd, 1946. 38, 39, 40. Wow, 8 years old. Wow, that's pretty sad to see. But if you see the little boy, you know, if you can see him. So my respects to him and his family. And my condolences to them, you know. Here's another one here that has a, here's to 50 Manuel and Doris. Manuel was born, let's see, December 1, 1934, and died 2008. And Doris, January 26, 1943, and died in 2015. But somebody came and paid their respects, so which is cool, you know. That's what it's all about, that they're not forgotten. A couple of more over here. I think the ones that are here are a little bit older. Like this one here, Pulido. This from 1949. Eusebio Sierra. This 1872. These people were born in 1872 and died in 1949 in the 1800s. There's a couple of more old ones here. Some right here, if you can see. You got this one here. You got a pretty nice little statue here. Look at how beautiful that is. It's like the Virgin Mary carrying, I don't know if that's supposed to be Jesus or what, but it was really, really nicely made. The name on the tombstone, Silva, Joe P. and Rosie P. And it says down there, rest in peace. They were born in 1875 in the 1800s and died one of them died in 1949, and Rosie died on October 9th, 1973. Wow, some more here. There's a little one here. So, you know, some of these are pretty cool. If you look over here, there's a couple of more over here. I want to make my way a little bit over here. You know, one thing I wanted to say, you know, if you guys have any requests, you know, if you live far, you don't live in the area, and you want me to come and see if your loved one's here, I could always do that. You know, I could always do that, come videotape it, and then send it to you so you know where it's at. Okay, this one here says the angels called him. He is at rest in heaven. This is John Lee Cascio. See that? He was born 1939 and died in 1948. I think it's 1939 and died in 1948. Well, I guess it says he's 9 years old, so I don't know, but I'll leave it at that. Okay, Andrew Sana, he was born November 29th, 1912. Wow. Yeah, some of these are pretty old. You know, if I really come down here, I know that I'm not even supposed to step on there, but if you see it down right there, I don't want to step on that. There's a couple of more here. 1917, 1700s. Died in 1969, a year before I was born. Some older ones here. These are pretty cool right here. Look at this one here. This one here is Lunaris Sandy, 1893, and died in 1950. And Mary, 1899, and died in 1952. Wow, that is something else. Yeah, there's like a couple of real nice ones. Look at this one here. This one here, 1900s. Joseph P. was born in 1951 and died, let's see, 1906. Mercedes M in 1978. 1900 and just 1950. Wow. Anyway, so the last name is Urzua. And this one has a little, we call it, little statue inside the rock, which is beautiful. You know? You can see that, look at how cool that is. From top to bottom. Look at that. That's nice. So that's pretty interesting, you know? I like it. And then I'm going to show you a couple of more. I think that are over here. I'm going to come over here to the tree. Yeah, this one here is pretty cool. Wow, this one is, it says, Mi querido padre Jose, my dear father Jose, and my mother, daughter, and wife. So Jose Tinoco was born in 1890 and died in 1952. I guess the mother and the daughter, I think the mom was born in 1907 and died in 1952 also. Wow. You can see their pictures. Pictures around there look pretty old. But hey man, you know what? Rest in peace. That's all I can say. But it's a beautiful set of tombstones. I'm gonna come over here a little bit. I'm gonna pass a couple of these just to go to the shade. If you can see some of these right here. I think there's a couple of more over here. I mean, I know these cemeteries are ready for Veterans Day, I believe. Look at these here. This right here is a soldier. Jesse V. Ramirez, California, private MD, World War II. May 28th, 1924, April 28th, 1952. My dear husband, our beloved father, rest in peace. Wow. Rest in peace, Jesse, and condolences to your family. And here's another one here, Refugio Reyes. He was born in 1937 and died in 1952. There's a flag in there, so I don't know if he's a soldier or not, but I'm gonna assume that he was. Here's a couple of more over here. This right here is another war veteran, Duhi. I don't know how you spell that, but a veteran, World War I, George N. 1881 to 1951. Rest in peace, George. So that's pretty cool tombstone. There's another one behind it, but I don't know what the other one says. I'm gonna come on the other side over here. I guess they have a couple of mixed ones over here. Yeah, here's another one here. Oh, okay. The one on the other side must be a relative, because here's Mary E. Doohy, Minnesota nurse, Army Nurse Corps, World War I, February 6, 1875 to December 8, 1952. Wow, man. That is a trip, So here's the street right here. This is Capitol Expressway in San Jose. If you really look around, I don't see any gates or anything to come in here on this side, even on the far side. But I said I'm gonna drive around here today and I'm gonna see if there is. Okay, here's another one here. This one over here, the last name is Mendez. Luis R. 1878 to 1952, and Margarita H. 1888 to 1978, in love and memory also. So pretty cool. Here's some other ones here. Garcia, 1870, and died in 1952. But you can see the picture, and these people look pretty young when they passed. So I'll come over here now. I'll look at some of these over here. Yeah, look at this tree. Look at how nice this tree is. Look at how big it is. Wow, I could put a what do you call those, a chair over here and just fall asleep. Because you know what, right now it's not even cold. Real beautiful weather over here right now. But yeah, if you can see, some of these are very interesting. You got this one here, Perez, 1907, 1909. You got a couple of more over here. As you can see, Bernal, Romero. You got Champagne. Yeah. Here's a couple of more over here. These are pretty cool right here. Our darling Danny Kimball, April 30th, 1935, and died July 12th, 1962. Look at how all this little statue is. Look at how it's all worn out. But it's still intact, you know? Here's this other one here. This one here is our mother, Maria and Nellie. November 26, 1888 to June 16, 1952. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of real nice tombstones over here, you know? A lot of real nice ones. And I'll just show you real quick so you can see. You know? Look how beautiful they are. Everything's lined up. The grass is cut neatly, you know? I mean, look at this one here. Look at this tombstone here. This is beautiful here. Look at this one here. This one here says, our darling Frankie Rios Jr. was born June 12, 1933 and died August 6, 1952. Football player from James Lick High School. Rest in peace, Frankie. You know, this is pretty sad, you know. And you can see his picture there. I mean, the guy looks pretty young. Look at the cross on the tombstone. That's beautiful, man. You know. And my condolences to your family, Frankie. And may you rest in peace. Look at this one here. Jose S. Valenzuela. He was born May 30th, 1930. And died December 28th, 1938. So he was 8 years old. Wow. Then you have on the bottom, Jesus Valenzuela. Must be the dad. He was born March 15th, 1901 and died July 31st, 1952. Wow, look at the little dog on top. Looks like a little dog or a sheep. But man, great. You know, there's a lot more like that. Real beautiful ones. Here's another one here. Here's another two right here that are nice. This one here is Nunes de Almira A, August 12, 1903 to May 31st, 1964. And then this is this one here, Mary Claire. This is pretty cool. Mary Claire Nunes, that was born May 29th, 1931 and died June 16th, 1952. It says, the grass grows greener on this tiny spot, neath a tree that each night weeps, but softly murmurs each tear-filled branch, for an angel sleeps. Wow, it's beautiful. You know, look at how nice that is. That is beautiful. And a couple of more over here. I mean, there's some that are really like, wow. Okay, here's another one here. This one looks like it's newer. Let me see. This one here is Lao. Beloved husband and father, loving son and brother. Iwisi was born March 15, 1980 and died November 26. Wow, 2015. But look at this one here. It's pretty nice. Somebody came and put a shrine on it. You know, put little things on it, little flowers, little turkey, little shrine that says love, love. Rest in peace, Lao. And my condolences to your family. Nice tombstone. You're a very young guy. Here's a couple of more over here. I think these are a little older. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. This one here that's leaning over a little bit. It says Casalegno Josephini. Was born 75 and died in 1952. 1870. Wow. Michael, 1868 and died 1956. So I guess it's a husband and wife. You know, I tell you, some of these are nice. You know, I mean, what else can you say, you know? Here's some more beautiful ones over here. If you look over here, there's some other ones that are over there, man, that are like higher. But let me walk over here a little more. And then I'll show you some of these other ones that are over here. Some of the ones that are over here, they're like, I only seen those type on TV. You know, like you see some of those cemeteries in the Philippines. They're like bigger crypts. You know, I know there's an area over there where there's like where they put the cremated ones over there. But if you look over here, like I said, if you guys have any questions, you guys have any requests, let me know. You know, I mean, like I said, I love doing this. I mean, I you know, I just love it. You know, I mean, I think it's beautiful. You know, I mean, a lot of these people. I mean, can you imagine if all these people were alive and they were all standing here? I mean, look at this. You know, can you imagine that? I mean, can you imagine if we can't see the dead? You know, are they watching us? You know what I mean? But again, you know, this video is not about ghosts or anything like that, you know? But it's pretty much, you know, just coming over here to pay my respects, you know? See, like this one here. Let me see, what is that? John H. Nunes, 1880 to 1962. Yeah, that was pretty cool. You know? So this is the ones that I was telling you about over here. I was watching TV. I usually like watching like the Philippines, you know? And some other crypts or tombstones. And they have all these, all of these are lined up. So if you can see them here, look at this one here. This is pretty cool. Giuseppe Vaianis, 1883-1961, and Anna Vainisi. And you just go on and on and on, if you can see, look. And they all have these purple, like those rib neck, you know, those neck things, whatever you call it. And look at these right here. Yeah, this, I don't know if this is another Frank Carmel. Wow. Look at how nice they are. Look how beautiful these are. I mean, what can I say, you know? Look at this one here. Melvin T. Thornton, Corporal, U.S. Army in Korea, August 1927 to April 9th, 2019. Beloved husband of Elaine J. Thornton, father and papa. Wow, look at that. See him? Rest in peace, Melvin. My condolences to your family. You know? But look at how beautiful all these other ones are right here. Look at these. I mean, wow. You know? Look at this one here. You know, this costed a pretty penny. This one here is Christopher Russo, June 3, 1893. He was born and died December 5th, 1962. I was 2 years old when this man passed away. Mary Salamone Russo, she was born October 15th, 1908. She died August 22nd, 2007. I guess that's the wife, and on the bottom, I believe it's the mother. Carmela Russo, June 11th, 1929, yeah. December 11th, 2020. Wow, he outlived them. In love and memory, all you three, rest in peace. Look at over here, these are beautiful. Even these right here, look at this one here. Look at that one there. That one's beautiful right there, look at that. Wow, man. That one's Gina. Dr. Randall M. Orzano, Colonel, U.S. Army. Her loving husband, December 24th, 1929, May 26, 2000. Hermogena Orzano, August 8th, 1942 to August 15th, 1989. Wow, everlasting. There's another one called Milagros. I guess there's 4 people in there. But look at how beautiful that crypt is. Again, they're all beautiful. There's more over there. There's more over here. So I'm going to go ahead and walk out this way. But I just wanted to show you guys these over here. You know, I only see this stuff these kind of crypts, like, you know, watching TV, on YouTube. So pretty cool. But anyways, I thought I'd show you guys this. I think it is cool, you know. Like I said, I love coming out here. You know, I get peace. You know, sometimes it makes me think what these people were like. Are they still being visited by their family? Have they forgotten? You know? But, you know, one thing that I can say, you know, I mean, hey, we see them, we don't know them, but, you know, all we can say is, you know, my condolences, rest in peace. And here's another one here. This one is E-N-N-E-S. That's the last name. Joe S. and Maria R. This is from the 1800s. So, pretty cool, you know? I mean, it's a big one here. The other ones look like they're older. Yeah. So here, there's, like I said, there's more over here. You know? I'm going to go ahead and make my way back. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, you know, you guys have any requests, let me know. I mean, I'll be glad to help you guys out. Okay?